when you talk about the ultimate nature of mind, ultimate nature of mind, essence of mind, the nature of mind, you see, that the nature of mind is like a crystal, pure, pristine. Our true nature, or Buddha nature, is always pure. It is said that Buddhas cannot make it better, sentient beings cannot make it worse. It is said that in spite of all our ignorance, negative emotions, negative karma, it has not touched at all our Buddha nature, which is the ultimate nature of mind. It's pure and pristine. In fact, the quality of the Buddha nature, in fact, whenever you mention Buddha nature, it's completely unstained, like the sky. I used the example yesterday, when you fly and beyond the clouds, I was Concord, I was saying that there's an infinite sky that's never ever touched by the clouds. You experience that really deep in the nature of your mind. Experience that. But yet, you see, yet the amazing thing is that it is a tremendously, tremendously, when you really open the depth of your mind, enter into the dimension of the nature of mind, it is tremendously spacious. There's a great openness and spaciousness. And in the spaciousness, in a sense, there's freedom. Freedom. And where there is interesting thing is that where there's no grasping. It's like, as I was mentioning yesterday a little bit, that when you, on one hand, our mind is always, thinking, it's argumentative, it's speedy, it's restless. The Tibetans saying, midem, gudem, misam, gusam. Mind thinks of everything under the sun. All the things you never think, it thinks 9 times over. Mind. Everything possible under the sun. And then when you are particularly nervous or whatever, the thought goes on, then it makes you crazy. And you can never, ever kind of stop that thinking mind. And for such thing, meditation, karma abiding is helpful. But then, what I'm trying to say is, when you enter into nature mind, I found this time and time again, when you really enter the nature mind, and if you know how to do that, in just a matter of seconds, this very noisy mind is complete, the speedy mind, completely. It's like almost the sky came down and sucked away all the clouds. And it's all. You understand? It's really, and just mind becomes free. It's an amazing experience of freedom, of oneness, of unity, a sense of, no separation between self and others. There's no self to focus, no others to abandon. Very much sense of that. In fact, in that state, one is free of the negative emotion as such, because even the self has kind of dissolved into the infinite in a sense. And in that, it's not just, that's called the shunyata. Tongpa emphasizes that. The essence of mind is empty. Tongpa. But then what happens is, amazing thing is, it's not just essence mind empty, but its nature is cognizant. The cognizant, we have tremendous cognizance, knowing. You understand? Knowing, cognizance. In fact, Buddha said in the Wisdom Sutra, he said, Semla sem manchite sem janagyo isavo. Mind is devoid of mind, for the nature of mind is clear light. In fact, that teaching, mind is devoid of mind, for the nature of mind, clear light. I remember His Holiness Dalai Lama, in 1989, I invited him to San Jose. He gave this very historical Dzogchen teaching, which was soon after he won the Nobel Peace Prize. It was in October. During that, he emphasized on this statement by Buddha, based on the teaching my master Jamgon Khyentse. Because, in fact, the entire teaching of Buddha is summed up into that statement. Mind referred to the first turning of the wheel of the Dhamma, when Buddha taught on the Four Noble Truths. It's called the Vehicle of Characteristics. Devoid of mind is referred to the second turning of the wheel of the Dhamma, That's Vulture Peak, mountain where he taught the Prajnaparamita, when he taught on Shunyata. And then the third turning, he spoke about the Buddha nature and the clay light. So that in a sense, mind is now, it's a little bit winded where I'm going slightly, but actually this makes the whole point even more clearer. So that really the mind is devoid mind for the nature mind clay light. It's clay light. So if the mind is empty, who recognizes the emptiness? It's the clay light nature mind. Like for example, when you have a lamp, you don't need another lamp to see the lamp. Lamp itself illuminates it. So very much you see there's a cognizance nature, because at the moment the ego is using, the ego, our ordinary dualistic mind, is using this knowing mind to grasp. Like if you use another example of a movie projector. When you show a movie projector, there are all kinds of machines that they're like the senses, but behind it all there's a bulb. And that's giving the light. Without the bulb there's no cinema. That the bulb is giving the light. And the light is being used by the cinema. You understand? But light itself is not involved in cinema. At all involved. It's being used, but itself is not involved. It is said in the teachings, in fact, because of this cognizant nature, that we even have confusion. Confusion comes from this. But if you understand that, then confusion can be dissolved into luminosity, the clay light. This clay light nature mind becomes more vivid when you die. If you read Tibetan book, Living and Dying in chapter 16. Anyway, so very much that the clay light nature mind, the cognizant nature, because of the cognizant nature, everything's possible. Just as the crystal, whatever you put underneath becomes, it becomes green cloth, it's bringing yellow, yellow, red, red. Or another example is mirror. Mirror can reflect. If you put a red cloth, it becomes red, green, green, but mirror itself is neither red, no. So all these it can reflect because of the cognizant nature. It can reflect. You understand? But so the thing is, you see, the main point is, you see, if you can remain in the mirror-like nature of your mind, crystal-like nature of mind, and view everything as reflections without grasping, and then there is a tremendous, like a kind of a humor, tremendous, how do you say, appreciation without grasping and is that clear?